Now on London Weekend Television, we join ITN for the latest news and sport.
Hello, this is the news and sport from ITN.
Later on, we'll have the full classified football results.
First, today's main news, the hunt for the escaped prisoners. The police say they were spotted outside the jail.
And this afternoon's sports headline, more cup embarrassment for Howard Wilkinson. Leeds are losing to 3rd Division Walsall.
Police hunting the 3 inmates from Parkhurst today revealed that the men had been sighted outside the prison on the night of the escape. They were seen more than an hour before ferry ports in the Isle of Wight were sealed off. But a senior police officer says his gut feeling is that the men are still on the island.
It has become a daily routine. Successive aerial sorties scouring the Isle of Wight with TV surveillance and heat-seeking images for anything out of the ordinary.
There on the left-hand side. Very difficult for the ground to look into the trees and be happy there's nobody there, but on this height you see.
The intensive operation has at last brought a sighting of the fugitives as they crossed this main road close to the prison. Detectives are following up reports of a red Ford Escort and a transit van seen in the area that night.
A vehicle could have been used to take them away from there and simply take them to another premises on the Isle of Wight. There's absolutely no indication necessarily they would have gone to the ferry.
The sighting was shortly after 7 o'clock. Plenty of time to reach both a passenger and a car ferry. It was a further hour and a half before ports around the Solent were sealed. At Parkhurst itself, talk was still of criticism from Prisons Director Derek Lewis. His inquiry team is now hoping for greater cooperation from prison officers.
Are you disappointed with the way it's gone so far?
It's not gone as quickly as we would have liked, because we haven't had full cooperation up to yet.
But tonight, attention has once more switched outside the jail to the search extending west and south of the prison. The search teams have now moved here to the sparsely populated south coast of the island. They'll be checking miles of coastline and scores of isolated properties. Ample cover for the fugitives. Officers fanning out through deserted theme parks and holiday camps are looking for signs that any buildings have been entered. And they've renewed their appeal for watchful islanders to play their part. Robert Hall, ITN, on the Isle of Wight.
A top Russian commander has been killed in a mortar explosion in Grozny as his forces continue their bombardment of the Chechen capital. He's the first senior officer to die in the Russian invasion. Mortar shells have been landing in Grozny at the rate of 15 a minute, and several floors of the presidential palace are ablaze.
In the heart of Grozny, the presidential palace is ablaze. Set alight by Russian artillery, it is suffering the same fate as the Moscow White House just over a year ago. But here, the Chechens are not ready to give up. As the chants of their fighters echoed in the stricken city, news came through of another setback for the Russians. The commander of their Interior Ministry troops, General Viktor Vorbyov, has been killed by a Chechen mortar shell. This undoubted blow to Russian morale came as the Chechens tried to fight off another Russian ground assault near the city center. The Russians are now bombarding the city from 3 separate directions, and the sounds of machine gun fire between the explosions are apparently coming from some of their elite troops that they've now pushed into forward positions. The Chechens seem more somber than in recent days, but they remain grimly determined. On the Russian Christmas Day, Boris Yeltsin's government continued its work of demolishing a city that it claims as its own. Once again, the artillery fire struck houses and apartment buildings, where the civilians who are unable or unwilling to flee are trying to survive. How Moscow hopes to transform these people into loyal citizens by shelling them is a mystery, as is the question of how a bankrupt Russian nation can possibly pay for the damage that its army is now inflicting. But the main damage is to human bodies and human lives. Doctors struggle to save shrapnel victims in a hospital where medicines of all kinds are running out. They are hoping for a miracle to end the fighting, but the gunfire is getting louder all the time. Julian Mannion, ITN, Grozny.
Here, a substantial reward is being offered for the return of a painting worth £5 million, which has been stolen from Longleat House. The painting, Rest on the Flight to Egypt by Titian, was a popular attraction at the Wiltshire home of the Marquess of Bath. He believes the raid, which lasted just a few minutes, was the work of professionals. Two powerful earthquakes have hit Japan, injuring 30 people. Buildings shook violently when the quake, measuring 6.9 on the Richter scale, hit northern Japan. Most of the injured were hit by falling concrete. A second quake hit an area just outside Tokyo shortly after. Fears are growing for the safety of the Friends of the Earth campaigner missing in Madagascar. Andrew Lees disappeared in the island's forest a week ago, but police have still found no trace of him. Friends of the Earth are offering a reward for information as to his whereabouts.
Andrew Lees was only carrying a litre of water when he disappeared in the dense Madagascan forest last Saturday. It's believed he was suffering from a fever. Tracker dogs have been flown in from the capital and local villagers have joined the search teams, but there has been no trace of him whatsoever.
The search goes on, it goes on vigorously, it's well led. People are down there who know what they're doing, and we can only hope that the outcome is satisfactory.
This is the last photograph taken of Andrew Lees, who arrived in the remote forest region 3 weeks ago for a holiday and to carry out his own research. A veteran campaigner, he's worked in London for Friends of the Earth for more than 16 years. Colleagues are now increasingly concerned for his safety.
Everyone is very worried indeed, and we're beginning to fear the worst.
Friends of the Earth and the Lees family have put up a reward in Madagascar in the hope that